They've all been captured at this point. And this is where
I have no idea.
I had no idea.
I had no idea.
I was like, what?
That was the best plot twist.
It was!
It was so well executed.
Hi.
Welcome to Fizz and Fiction.
Welcome. We're here to talk about some fiction, drink some fizz.
And we definitely need our fizz for this fiction.
Yeah, we just topped off. Because this is a heavy one. Really.
It's a big boy.
It's a big boy. It's a literally big boy. These books are so daunting.
I think that's why I know that you... So Spencer will read till like 3 a.m. to finish these books.
Yeah.
But I read these so much slower because they're so large. And like I switched to Kindle on this one.
For your wrist.
I read the first one all on the on BookBook.
Yeah.
But I had to switch to Kindle because it makes it so much easier to read it, honestly, because it's heavy.
It is heavy.
And like sometimes when you're reading and you're like...
Have you ever dropped a book on your face?
I don't read books like this.
I've dropped a book on my face for sure. If I'm laying in bed, I don't have that Kindle set up that people have like with the arm.
Yeah.
So I'll have my book and I've literally dropped a book on my
That
face.
is so funny. But when you're reading and you're like this and you just like see how much you have left to read, it makes my heart sad.
Yeah, it's like not demoralizing, but
demotivating.
Yes, and disheartening. It's just like, oh my gosh, look how much of this book. It's like it's hard to feel progress.
Yeah, so I feel like I actually read faster on my Kindle because I was less sad, but I still like took forever reading because it's just like so much book.
I read it.
How?
Let me see when
we started the book together at our silent book club. We went to a silent book club at the beginning of the month, and so we both started at the exact same time and probably read the same first 50 pages.
That was on a Tuesday.
That was on a Tuesday, and then Spencer proceeded to finish it
on. That can't be right. Oh yeah, it is because it was a leap year. I was like, that can't be right.
What was it?
I finished it on March 1st. So we started on Tuesday. I finished it on Thursday.
Yeah.
I finished it by Thursday at noon.
I had not finished reading the rest of the pages.
I couldn't stop. I have a problem. I've now named it a hyperfixation problem. I don't know if that's actually what it is. If you know what it is.
There's some psychological thing behind it, for sure.
If you know it, tell me. I'm just
Comments.
I am deeming it hyperfixation where I cannot put it down.
Yeah, so we have been planning to like read it together, and then usually she'll finish it.
And I did the first one. I like
the chapter thing.
I did the schedule good.
Do you want to do that for this one then?
Yeah, we can redo it.
Today we can pick a schedule
because we didn't have a schedule for the second one.
No, and that's why she like
I
destroyed
blew through it.
Destroyed
but
it.
for like 60% of the first one, I stuck to that chapter thing
because
it helped me because I was like, I have to stop here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it for the last one then. Okay.
Yeah, we need to do that.
And that way you're also not waiting for me to like catch up.
It's like, what are you talking? Where are you at now? Where you at? I'm not spoiling everything.
Good. Anyway, we're here to talk about this book, House of Sky and Breast. A Crescent City novel, book 2. Mm-hmm. And should I read the cover?
Yeah,
the box. This is always Spencer's first time hearing.
I never read
the synopsis.
I do not read book jackets.
She does not. The deadliest power, the fiercest passion, the cruelest fate. I love a good book, like description like this.
Yeah.
Bryce Quinlan and Hunt Athalar, is that how you say his name?
I think so.
Are trying to get back to normal. They may have saved Crescent City, but with so much upheaval in their lives lately, they mostly want a chance to relax. Slow down. Figure out what the future holds. Too bad.
Doom. It holds doom. Go on.
The Asteria have kept their word so far, leaving Bryce and Hunt alone. But with the rebels chipping away at the Asteria's power, the threat the rulers pose is growing. As Bryce, Hunt, and their friends get pulled into the rebels' plans, the choices become clear. Stay silent while others are oppressed, or fight for what's right. And they've never been very good at staying silent.
So true.
In this sexy, action-packed sequel.
Ooh, these were sexy?
These were sexy.
Oh, okay.
to the #1 New York Times bestseller, House of Earth and Blood, Sarah J Maas weaves a captivating story of a world about to explode and the people who will do anything to save it.
Ooh, okay. That's a good synopsis. Yeah, I like that.
I like it.
I like that a lot.
So rating first?
5
stars.
5 stars.
Comparing it to the first one, I actually think I
like this one more.
I think I like this one more.
I like this one way more than the first one. Not that the first one wasn't good.
It's just such a different story.
It's almost like it was like...
the buddy cop thing.
It was lighter.
The stakes weren't as high.
Yeah. It almost reminds me of, you know how they say, like, the first couple of Harry Potter movies are kind of just like... And it wasn't that it was light and fun, but it was almost a little bit...
And then it gets dark.
Yeah. And that's what I feel like. And it kind of transitioned to that at the end of the last book.
Yeah.
But this one I feel like was full on just like...
dark. The big powers at play here.
Yeah.
More life and death. Like, the first one was like, I want to know answers. This one's like, yes. I want to not die.
Exactly. Yeah. But I liked it a lot more than the first one.
Yeah, 5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
Even with, like, the extra characters, like, I do feel like sometimes I was like, I can get back to, like, Hunt and Bryce, but...
Yeah. Some of them there aren't my favorite, but... Still.
Yeah.
But it was so long, so you still get a lot of them.
Yeah. Is that why it's so long?
Yeah, Sarah? It's like we gotta
if you cut out those people, how long
give the people what they want.
But yeah, maybe that's also what was so nice. We finally got some action.
It's true.
But yeah, I really feel like that's all you can say before spoilers start coming into play. So,
yeah, it's so true.
Toodles, come back.
Come back after you read it.
Yes.
And if you have read it, stick around to right now. Let's get into it. Oh, okay.
Well, I first want to start with the fact that we did start reading this book together at Silent Book Club. Mm-hmm. And the very first prologue is like 20 pages long.
Oh my gosh.
Is that how long it was? It was like 20 pages.
It was 20 pages of why do I care? It was 20 pages.
Of this girl who we never technically see again.
No.
Do you realize that?
We never see her again.
She's dead at the end of this.
Yes. Oh. It's
21 pages. Yeah, it is. Sophie, I get it.
It took me all of Silent Book Club, and I was just like, when are we getting to the end of this prologue? I
get it. I get that it set up things.
Yeah. But it was just the longest prologue I've ever read.
And I didn't know you. I didn't care about you.
No. And it makes, like, obviously it makes more sense at the end, in, like, middle, whatever, but I was just,
it was kind of jarring almost.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was different for people who, like, waited so long, so they weren't just, like, fresh off of the first book.
Yeah, like, we had just finished the first book and started reading
just finished the first book, started reading this, and you're just, like, you're excited to, like, see what's happening.
To jump back in.
Yeah, and then it's this girl, and we're like, why do I care?
I don't care.
It's like the first time that, Manon comes around and you're like, why do I care? But even her chapters weren't that long. That was so long.
And they weren't the first chapter of the entire book.
It was so long. I mean, like, I get it now. But still, it's...
I still, like...
It's so long.
Even, like, knowing what I know now, I'm kind of like, did it need to be there?
Knowing what I know now, I wouldn't go back and reread it. No. Like, if I reread this book, I would skip that.
You could have, like, given me a flashback or told me what happened, like, verbally through a different character.
It could have been half that size.
The only thing that I really enjoyed in it was the fact that she, like, saved your brother. And, like, as an older sister, I get that.
Yeah. Like, I didn't necessarily, like, hate what happened in the end of the prologue. It was just...
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
For, like, technically no payoff, really, because you move immediately into, like, the real story.
Yeah, and you never see her again.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Like,
R.I.P.
I felt so bad. But, yeah.
Anyway, prologue was that. It was long.
That's my note. It says prologue was way too long.
And you were right.
It was so long. And that might just be our opinion, but...
But our opinion's all that matters in this podcast, so deal with it. Okay.
Oh, man.
So the first thing that I remember from the beginning of it is that you're hanging out with Bryce and Hunt again, and they've made a pact to not hook up until winter solstice, which is like
months from now.
6 weeks away?
Yeah. No, I thought it was like months from then.
Well, we get it at the end of the book. The winter solstice is like the last thing that we're hanging out with.
Yeah, but I thought it was like I think this book goes through a couple months.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
A long time. Like 3 months. I think it was like 3 months, right?
Like 3 months.
Yeah, it was like 3 months.
Yeah.
And they're just like,
I was so mad.
They're living together, but they can't like touch each other. Like they won't even kiss. I don't think.
No, they're just like, we're getting to know each other.
And I do appreciate it because at one point Bryce is like, we've only known each other for like 6 months,
and they're living together.
Yeah,
already.
So she's like, I want to make sure that this isn't just like me falling into bed with you because of who you are.
Yeah, or like some weird trauma bonding.
Yeah, which I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's fair. But at the same time, I'm just like, at least make out, please.
Give us something.
And they do end up just like kind of like skirting a line.
Yeah, and then eventually they break it. They break it pretty fast.
They break it.
Let's be real.
I'm like, thank God.
You know, just working out.
Yeah. So we get pretty quickly into that, and then the
engagement
that happens like
immediately.
Yeah,
her little stars lighting up everywhere.
Yeah. What's
do you say his name? Cormac? Is that how you would say his name?
Yeah, I say Cormac.
Cormac.
I say Cormac.
Cormac
or Cormac. Yeah, whatever.
Shows up at the frat house that Runes and his friends
they go to a party, and
he's like, "Hey, you're my fiance now."
Yeah, it's like, what? I was furious.
I was so mad. They're not kissing, and she now has a fiance.
Oh, I was like, where are you going with this, Sarah?
And we know that we're supposed to hate him because, like, Rune's already talked about how awful that his family is on that side.
Yeah, I like that part of the fae.
Yeah. And then he was like, bye.
Yeah.
He, like, leaves immediately.
Yeah.
What do you have?
So I said, I'm going to be so mad if she has to marry this prick. And then I'm going to be even more mad if he's not a prick and Tamlin is her, or Hunt is her Tamlin.
Oh.
And I was like, I said, where are we going with this?
I feel like we can safely say that Hunt is in game.
Absolutely.
I think we're safe to say it.
We're safe to say it.
They are mates.
Yes, they're mates. That comes to light in this book.
Yeah, and usually we're pretty safe once they're mates, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I feel good. But knowing Sarah J Maas's books, at this moment you are scared.
You are, because you don't get the mates thing until halfway through.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no, Hunt, I fell in love with you. I knew I should have been more careful.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
Shame on me. Yeah. Oh man, but we were safe. We were safe.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Oh, so like part 1, they're like trying to lay low.
Yeah. They just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
The Asiri gave them that like threat that was like, we'll leave you alone. Don't start anything, or else you're dead.
Mm-hmm. They assigned the new archangel to the city.
Celestina?
I don't know. Yeah, that's what we're gonna call her.
Yeah.
And
Hunt's a little nervous about it, which is fair. He's been hurt before.
Yeah.
And she shows up in tow with some new Triari?
Yeah. She brings the bad people.
Because now that their old master's dead, thanks to Hunt.
They need somewhere to go.
They need somewhere to go.
Yeah.
And so she brings half of them, I think. No, the other half go to the other guy that took over her providence or whatever.
Yeah. All the H words.
So who came with her?
All the H words. The harpy didn't.
The harpy did not.
The
hind did.
The hind did. That's the big bad. That's the girl that's like, and she has like the
wolves. The dread wolves.
It's like her, but her and that other part of the Triari are like together.
The Pollux guy.
What the hell is his name?
What's his real his H
What's
name?
his H name? Hold on, let me look at that thing that I sent Courtney.
Hound? No, the Hound.
It's Hound and the Hind are like
mates. Not whatever they are.
They're like getting on.
They're like together.
Yeah. And then there's another one that's here with us.
Braxian something.
Yeah, he's the...
Is he not the Hound? He turns into a dog.
Oh, he is the Hound. He's so many H words. Why are there so many H words? Hold on.
Let me do this, Jess.
Let me look at this. Okay, let me see. I'm turning it down. Okay, so we have the Hind. We have the Hind.
That's exactly.
Okay, the Hind is the one. Yeah, she's the one who's like the badass woman.
Yeah.
The Harpy's not here.
No, the Hellhound.
Because the Harpy's like the eagle kind of thing, I think. The Hellhound is...
Braxian.
Oh, wait, no, Hawk's the Hawk. Okay. Hypaxia's not here.
Hypaxia is the witch.
Oh, yeah.
That's Ethan's last name.
Yeah.
The Hild?
The Hild is one.
Is one of them.
I think might be...
Pollux.
Man. Jeez Louise.
I'm good with calling them Pollux and Braxian.
Yeah, their actual names.
And then the Hind I know is
The woman.
The woman.
Yeah.
And then there's one more.
I need a chart.
There's one more that we can't think of, but I don't think that person was important.
Yeah. They're like ones that didn't come with her.
Yeah.
The ones that came with her are the Hind, her beau, who's like kind of sadistic.
Yeah,
and
Pollux and
Braxian.
Braxia, yeah.
Is that his name?
Braxian.
Yeah. Oh, man.
B word.
Why are they all H's?
I'm sure it was for, like, some fun reason. Because they wanted to call Hunt the Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, it's Hunt.
It's Hunt. It's Hunt.
They're not part of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're all...
all there.
She gets those guys. He gets those... She brings those people. And then Hunt is staying on with the 33rd, even though he's a free man.
And I'm glad that guy... what's his friend's name? Isaiah. That he's, like... kind of like he's still a slave technically, but he's kind of rose in power a little bit more.
Like she definitely trusts him a lot.
Like he's the head of
whatever, the 33rd or something.
And I will say when she comes in, I'm kind of like I'm as hesitant as Hunt is. He's very sus
because in general the Archangels are not good people.
No,
none of them have been shown as good people.
No. And so I'm very like, I don't know about you. Because she seems so nice.
She seems so nice.
I'm like, what's your deal? What's your end game?
I feel like pretty early on we learn.
Not sure if I trust the new Archangel.
You should not. But Hunt's like cautiously optimistic as well.
Yeah.
But then she brings in those people and the Celestina's like, you have to like acclimate them.
Yeah.
Because they get into a fight. The very first thing he does is, like, beat the crap out of Pollux and gets put in, like, a little jail for a second.
Yeah.
And Bryce has to come down and,
get him out. Bail him out of jail.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be laying low.
Yeah, stop this.
Yeah. And then they very much quickly get into, because my next note is...
Tharian.
I was like, they're so gonna... Because Tharian comes...
Tharian's, like, the catalyst of, like, them being pulled back into the world here.
Yes. Because he tells them about the kid...
Yeah, his queen, his river queen, is like, you're my master of spies. Find this. So he goes to see if Sophie's body is there first. Yeah, it's not.
Yep. Realizes that he like sees that some people have humans have escaped or like people have escaped the like riverbanks, and now he's on the hunt for the brother.
Yeah, because that's what the queen wants.
Yeah, because they think that the brother.
It's a Thunderbird.
Is a Thunderbird. Because the sister was a Thunderbird, and they think they both were.
Yeah.
And so now he's like a pawn to be used.
By anyone who finds him, honestly.
Yeah, it's just like, who's getting to
We don't really know why the River Queen wants him, per se, but like...
she just wants...
to have that in her back pocket.
She just wants a card to play.
Yeah.
Because she's like down in the fucking water.
Yeah, but she's like, maybe since something might be happening.
Yeah.
But the rebels want him... to use him, the human rebel. These are human rebels.
Yeah.
And I keep wanting to call it Oppenheim, but it's not. Offram.
Oh, I already forgot.
White Lark Squad.
Yeah. I already forgot what their name is.
Her name's Poppy.
Yeah, I literally already forgot.
Anyway, the humans want to use him as a tool as well.
Yes.
Because he is technically human. He's not a veneer. If that's how you say it.
He's just like a rare human.
But he's a rare human him and his sister definitely had Thunderbird. And can, like, make lightning happen. So Tharian's like, do you guys know what's up? Because he finds... Is that how he goes to Bryce? Because he finds Danica's emails?
Yes.
That's right. Okay. So Danica is just a secret after secret after secret.
Can I just pause?
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah, but...
Well, you say... Well,
you
I was actually going to kind of shit talk a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I was about to.
Okay.
Yeah, let's shit talk away.
Before we get into Danica herself, I kind of feel like it's annoying that just anytime Sarah J Maas, like, wants to, like, add a new layer, she's just like, let's just give Danica a secret.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm kind of annoyed by that. It feels a little lazy. I'm like...
Like a cop-out? It's like, she's a scapegoat.
She's dead, so like she can't tell you anything.
Yeah.
So let's just give her a secret. Let's give her another one.
Never ending.
They're never ending.
I am fully expecting in the third book that she's going to...
Another secret.
Another secret.
This girl...
I'm like, you're making her an awful character.
You are. And it's like, I liked her a lot. Like, the first book, fine. One secret makes sense. It makes sense. I appreciate it.
Even, like, she wasn't there long, but even in those, like, first couple of chapters.
I respected her.
Yes, I liked her a lot. And, like, yeah, it's like, okay, like, one secret, and it was for X, Y, and Z reason. Like, I understood.
Yeah, but you give her, like, 5 more in this book, and I'm like...
They're never ending.
You're just kind of making her, like, not a real person anymore.
Yeah, and my takeaway is she was a shit friend.
Yeah. Like, they talk about how much they loved each other.
Like, no.
Where?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, like, you find out, like, her dad, she's like, oh, she never told me that she found her dad. I'm like,
yeah.
How would she not tell you that?
And it's not like, she knows her dad is the Autumn King, and he's a dick.
Yeah.
Like, she wouldn't have judged you if
no.
She didn't even know this. She doesn't really even know this guy.
Yeah, it
was very... And, like, she didn't tell her she was a bloodhound.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what they called a bloodhound?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So she could, like, smell lineages, which is weird.
It was frustrating.
It was very frustrating.
It made me... Because even towards the end of the first book, I was getting annoyed with Danica for all the secrets. But it's kind of like, okay, well, this is done. But then it just kept coming, this book. And I was like, oh, my gosh. It made me so annoyed with her.
And it's just...
It ruins... And not that it ruined... I mean, but for me, it kind of ruined the character. It made me not like her. I don't like her.
I don't like her. I feel like she was playing one part and, like, behind the scenes, like, aiding this entire rebellion.
Yes. Yeah, it was weird.
It was, and then, like, she was still somehow a party girl. I'm like, where did you have time for this?
No, yeah, right? How do you have the energy for this?
And you're just, like, emailing this Sophie girl? Like,
yeah. It was weird. Yeah, it wasn't great. That was probably, like, one of my least favorite parts.
Yeah.
For sure.
So Danica is in communication with Sophie, and there's, like, something cryptic, and so Therian comes to them and be like, do you know what's going on? And Bryce is like, no, another secret.
Yeah. And then...
So then they get wrapped up in it, essentially, though.
And Hunt's like, I don't want to get wrapped up in this.
Because the last rebellion he was part of, he became a slave, and his girl died.
And, like, I completely...
Fair.
Because he knows... I think he, better than anyone... Because all of these... And they're not kids, but they're young adults.
They didn't, like, he's, like,
they've all lived in
50.
They've all lived in this world. It's not a bubble, because they've, like, had stuff happen to them, like, with Michael and,
But Crescent City's always been better off than Pangea, or Panat, whatever it is.
Yeah, like, he knows the stakes in this.
Yeah.
He knows that, like, if you cross the Asteri, it's not just a...
slap on the wrist.
Yeah, they're gonna kill you.
And we've already tempted this once.
Exactly.
And we got lucky that they didn't want to murder us.
Yes. Like, the fact that we both killed an Archangel and they are letting us live...
is unheard of.
Yeah, it's just, you're blessed, basically.
So, like, let's not push them.
Yeah, or tempting fate.
Yeah.
And I totally get that.
I do too.
I'm just like, he is hesitant, and they're all just like gung-ho, and I'm like, can we really think about this a little bit?
And I do think that, like, her motivators are, like...
The kid. He's like,
the kid.
He's like, this is kid who doesn't have
and
a say.
no one cares about the kid.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate her...
She gets, like, really wrapped up in him being a kid, though, and I'm just like...
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
And, like, it's not like... I don't really know where that trauma comes from, but it's definitely a trauma response for her.
Absolutely.
But...
She's like, maybe I was a kid who nobody... I don't know. But she had people who cared about.
Like, her stepdad and her mom did.
Yeah, it was weird. I thought her motive... I understood it, but I didn't understand where it, like, kind of rooted from.
Mm-hmm. Like, if you had told me that, like,
if it had been, like, Ethan, and he was, like, a little younger, and she was like, oh, this was, like, I was tied to him kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would have gotten it more.
Yeah.
But it was just this random kid.
And I really think that she cared more about the Danica thing, honestly.
Which started to annoy the hell out of me. Yeah. I would have rather have it just been this, like, weird... blindly, I want to help this child thing, rather than...
The Danica thing was worse.
The Danica thing was worse. It got on my nerves, because I'm just like...
It was almost like a pride thing. Like, she was so mad that Danica didn't tell her all these things, she had to find them out.
Yes, and that did get on my nerves, because I'm just like, why are you... Because I think
obsessed with this.
Yes, because I think at this point, I'm sitting here thinking, like, she was a shit friend. You can see she was a shit friend. So why are you so, like, hell-bent on trying to find out everything? Like,
yeah.
It just... I would rather just be like, this poor child.
Yeah.
than... Because to me, it was more about, like, well, I need to know what Danica knew.
Yeah.
I was like, stop. Oh,
she, like, Ethan breaks that table, and she, like, finds her, like, research paper.
Oh my gosh, when he breaks that table. That's so funny.
Okay, and I will talk. We can talk about Ethan real quick because I actually do like Ethan.
Yes.
I was kind of worried I wouldn't, but
well, I was worried that when they were like talking about him like having feelings for Bryce, I was like, oh god,
that'd be like a whole thing.
I thought they were gonna make it a whole thing. Luckily, they didn't. Luckily she didn't. But
yeah, and I felt bad for him.
I did too.
I did.
Like the whole meet cute. It was a
cute. It was a meet cute.
Yeah.
And he knew that Connor like loved her.
Yeah.
And he was like, Connor saw her as his mate, and I was like, that was intense.
I know.
That was intense.
Yeah.
But he at least, but I think that she did it in a good way because it was still very much like he was acknowledging those feelings that he had for her and that he probably still kind of like lingered for her, but he was very much like set on like she's with Hunt. Mm-hmm. This is what it is, and I appreciate like her wanting me to be here. Period.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
That's fair. That's fair.
What's your next note?
So my next note was, and I think this is okay, so this is when, because we figure out that Cormac pretty early, and I do appreciate this, that they get into it fairly quickly.
Yeah, they do.
That he is a double agent.
And I just want to say that I'm embarrassed by this, but it took me way too long to figure out that, like, they're, like, the way they introduce him is, like, the cat being like, hello, Agent Silverbow. Mm-hmm. And, like, it went over my head. I forgot that in the prologue that's what his name was.
Yeah, and that's where you have to read the prologue.
Yeah, you have to read.
It's like, okay, it comes into play pretty quickly, but yeah.
But I literally was like, I felt so dumb. I was like, oh, yeah, that is who that was.
He's part of the rebels, and he's like trying to get them to help out.
And he's also like surprised in love with Sophie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I felt bad.
I did too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my note says that I was like, they're so gonna get caught helping the rebels. But then I said, but maybe the Archangel is a secret rebel, and that's why she's so nice. Like that was my first thought. Was like maybe she's like an inside guy.
Yeah.
That's
she's like not super into all the killing and stuff. I feel like.
No, she seems pretty.
Like wants things to be like nice.
Yeah.
And like chill.
Yeah. My next note is Bryce is way too wrapped up in Danica.
Yeah. I will say I did enjoy getting to hear the story of how Maroon got the Star Sword. That was fun.
Oh yeah.
So I recount that. Mm-hmm. I just love his little friends too, Declan and
little frat
Flynn. Is that what it is? They're just like little frat boys.
I like them a lot, and I like.
And they invite Ethan to join.
Yes.
Oh, shit, sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I shouldn't have that sitting there.
You're good.
My
bad.
No, yeah, because he's living with Bryce and Hunt.
Oh, and so they finally did they break it already? Well, they finally agree to break it.
Yeah.
They hook up in the
gym.
The gym.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I can hear you guys.
Yeah.
Because the first night that he showed, so she goes home and he's just like there bleeding on her coffee table.
Oh yeah.
Because he spoke well about Bryce and her helping them in the like previous book, and Sabine was like, "You're out."
Yeah. This happens really early. It all happens really early.
It does.
And this is how they all get, and that's when Therian comes, and they're all just like this gang in their living room.
Gang so fast.
Yeah.
I love it.
And she gives them basically like safe haven.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. And then eventually Rune asks him to come and live there.
Yeah.
It's like, get him out. Yeah, we can't have him here.
It's so sweet.
Yeah. And I think one of the last scenes in the part one was them all like together.
Yeah.
And I will say, not knocking Throne of Glass.
Okay.
But what I loved about this book was that they were like gang, gang, gang. I was like,
gang, gang, gang.
I was like about to be gang, 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 and Rebel and Crescent City.
Yes.
And they like told each other everything.
Oh, they did.
I love that. It was like a breath of fresh air.
And they were all plotting together.
Yes, if Rune found out something, he brought it back. She found out something, she brought it back. Hunt was having dreams about the
pit of hell, dude.
Yes, the first dream he had.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just like so used to it in like Throne of Glass, like people kept that shit to themselves. And he told her immediately, and everybody immediately. I was like, oh my gosh,
how refreshing!
What is this? I was like, y'all just
a healthy relationship.
Y'all just sharing this information. It was so nice. I loved it. I was like, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Their gang I like their gang.
And it got big fast.
It got big so fast.
It did.
I'm glad that y'all can keep all this in house.
Yeah.
Because y'all get suspicious as hell. Yeah, it was funny. But, so, one of my notes is Hunt a descendant of the Prince of Pitt?
They
Because
definitely...
he got some ancestry things going on.
No, they allude to something all the time, and at the very end, the Assyria allude to it too, and that was sketchy. So at the very beginning, I thought he was like descended from a Thunderbird. Yeah. And then I was like, he's an angel, though, so I don't know if that makes sense because they're humans technically.
Yeah.
But like, he's descended from something.
He's got some serious power going on.
He does, and he's like unique or whatever, and he doesn't know who his dad is. He only knows who his mom is. And they allude to it at the very end. The Assyria's like, don't you ever wonder, da-da-da-da. Yeah. I'm like, I wonder.
Oh, I wonder.
I want to know.
Yeah, I hope it's in the next book. I'm like, I want to know.
I know.
That's one of my questions. But at the end of part 1 is when...
So when the cat shows up?
That was in that scene where the cat shows up and...
That's when he's like, you're Agent Silverbow.
Yeah. But at the end is when they... Rune like connects because Rune decides to help and be a double agent, and they're like, oh wait, maybe we can use like your mind bridge because Sophie was the one who was talking today.
Yes, with the crystal walkie-talkie.
Crystal walkie-talkie. It's such a funny it's like, oh, it's crystal walkie-talkie.
It's the last one in existence.
They're like, maybe you can bridge to her mind
because Cormac knows what power she has because that's the side of his family.
Yep, and he used it in his whatever the thing for the sword.
The trial or whatever it was. Yeah. And he's like, all right, I'll help you.
And so he connects to her at the end of it.
Yeah, and he calls her Day.
Yeah, and that's when I originally thought
that was Celestina.
It was Celestina.
Which is not a far... Because, like, the way they're framing it, they're like, she's very high up. She's kept it very low-key.
She's got influence.
We have to, like, be really careful with it. Yes. But, like, she's feeding us information that's, like, very high-level information.
Yeah. So I literally...
And they mentioned that, like, it could be in a series. Or it could be a...
Yeah.
They literally say that.
Yeah. And I thought, for the longest time, that it was Celestina. Until they caught Celestina in the closet.
With Hypexia?
And then I was like, she's not Day.
It's not her.
And I was like, this isn't Day.
No. Which was quite the twist.
It was.
I was like, alright, I get it.
Yeah, because they talk a lot about
how she has someone she loves, how Hypexia does too. Yeah.
And I was like,
I was not expecting them. Mm-mm. I'm like, how did y'all meet?
Yeah, because they did, honestly, like, a couple of times they did, she did a good job of, like, having a weird, like, and now I'm looking back, I'm like, okay, it was just pure friendship, but it seemed like
her
a little...
Darian,
like a little flirty.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, maybe that's who it is.
Yeah.
But then it was not. It was Celestina. No. I was like, good for y'all.
Yeah.
But yeah, the minute that happened, I was like, she's not Day. Oh, man. But I do love their whole interaction. Like, the Day
and
it's
so
Rose.
Cute when she's like in little flames.
I know! And like... at one point he like unhides his face or something. She's like, you're horrible at this.
She's like, you're not supposed to tell me who you are.
Yeah, she's like,
she's like, well, I'm not really an agent. I'm just like, here helping out.
He tells her that like the first time. She's like, oh my god, they sent a novice.
Like, don't tell me where you're located.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
You're gonna get us all killed.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
It's so funny.
My beginning of part 2 is talking about the teleporting thing.
Oh, yeah. How he can, like, oh, that's how you, like, skirted into our little frat party. Because you can, like, winnow, to use an ACOTAR term.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, can I do that? And he's like, I don't know, we could try.
Yeah, maybe.
Because when Hunt gets the pit guy visit and she gets the visit from the cat, they're both alluding to, like, you need to level up. You need to train your powers.
Yeah, like, why are you not training? She's like, I'm just trying to lay low.
Yeah.
The Assyria threatened me. They told me to lay low. I'm just trying to
All I can do is make light. And they're like, you're so much more. Yeah. And so they're both pushing her and Hunt, especially the pit guy, to, like, figure out how their power... I think Prince of the Pit is all I can think of.
Yeah.
It's like an A word.
Yeah, something like that. It's like one of the brothers. I forget.
And so she's like, alright, fine, like, I'll train. And, like, Cormac's like, I'll train you.
Yeah, which was nice of him.
But then, like, her first day trying to train is when she runs into those Reapers, I think.
Yes, that is literally...
the next thing you said?
Yeah, so I was like, what else can this sword do? Because the sword cuts the Reapers.
Yeah, so she's
got a weird relationship with this sword. It, like, calls to her.
She does, yeah, it calls to her, but she, like, doesn't want it because she's like, it's Rune Sword.
Yeah.
He earned it. He deserves it.
And, like,
He's
what a good
star.
sister.
I love their relationship because he's also, like...
10 out of 10.
He's also like, no, take it. Like, you need it.
Yeah. I think they... For what they've been through...
One of the healthiest relationships.
Yes. For what they have been through, they do have one of the healthiest relationships.
Yeah.
And I think in this whole book, it's still, like...
It's a breath of fresh air every time they interact.
It is. Because it's like, it is. Whenever they...
He, like, popped into her head.
Yeah.
He's like, you good? She's like, I'm good.
Yeah. And it's like, whenever they find out something, they're like... She's like, I gotta call Rune.
Yeah.
Like,
It's so sweet.
It's so nice.
It's so nice.
Yeah. I like them a lot.
And there was, like, one instance where, like, something came out about Bryce in college, and he's like, I wish I should have been there for her during those years. Like, I wish I had known her then. And I was like, oh my god, that's so sweet.
My next is that gym scene. The gym scene.
Oh, yeah.
When he uses lightning, I was like, oh my god.
Scandalous.
I was like, oh my gosh. This is... It's fire. Is it fire?
It should be lightning.
Oh, it should be lightning. Yeah.
They break there.
Yeah. But no, they didn't have sex yet.
No, but I think that's when they agree to, like, not wait anymore, isn't it?
I think so, but they don't. But Ethan's
then there's
there.
no time. There's no time.
Yeah.
Ethan's there.
And then it all just...
He's like, I'll get us a hotel room. And he books one.
And then he just has to go and...
He's like, damn.
Yeah.
Celestina needs me.
Yeah. It all just goes to shit.
Yeah.
But then, even before that, after the gym scene happens and they go back up, they talk about mates. And she talks about...
How mates for Fae are different than mates for angels.
Because they're like, what do we call ourselves? And it's like, oh, well, we're not this, we're not this. And he's like, well, the Fae thing for it is mates. And she's like, do you know what
That's a big word.
She's like, do you know what that means?
And he's like, for angels, it just means, like, you're marrying someone.
Yeah. And then she, like, describes it. And he's like, yeah, isn't that what we are?
That's what we are.
And he's so casual about it. He's like, aren't we that?
And then they're always referencing how their, like, smell is changing.
Yeah.
Like, it's the smell. It's always the smell.
It's always the smell. If you read any kind of fantasy books, it's always the smell.
It's the scent.
It's the scent.
But
yeah, it's so sweet. He's like, isn't that what we are? And she's like, this is forever. And he's like, I thought this was forever.
Yeah, it's so sweet.
It is.
So
he's like, I thought we were. He's that's what we're doing.
This is what we're doing.
Yeah, it was so sweet.
We're together. And that's when I think, so the Reaper thing happens, she finds out she can kill him with the Star Sword, and they're like, we have to go to the Underking, that's who sent these.
Yeah.
Or the Prince of the Pit sent them, is the other option they're, like, playing with.
Yeah, but, yeah. And so, but they're thinking that he is kind of with them, so they're like, maybe it is the
Underking, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
she calls up her good buddy, Jezebel.
Oh, yeah.
Who I really do like. She always answers the phone.
She's clutch.
She's like, what do you want to know?
Yeah.
I can't tell you, but I'll send you something.
Yeah, it's like, I can't tell you 3 minutes later an express just like package comes. Like, here's your answers.
I do like her a lot.
She's clutch.
She's clutch. She's a good friend to have.
Yeah, and I feel like she is such a quiet player, but such a major player.
I feel like eventually, like, she's gonna come into play in a big way.
Yeah, she has to.
She's protecting those books.
Yeah,
she knows so much more.
All that knowledge.
And she was talking to the cat at the end of the first book.
Oh yeah.
She knows she knows what's going on.
She knows what's up.
She does.
Yeah, I like her a lot.
I do too. And she defected from the whatever house she was in for a reason. There's gotta be some story there we don't know about too. But yeah, is this the part where they go, what's next in your thing?
The next one I think is her father, the Bloodhound, comes.
Mordok?
Yeah.
Is that how we say it?
Because they see them in the alley, and Cormac has to, like...
hiding in the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
And then... he smells them.
Yeah, he's like, I can't hide from my scent.
I'm like, damn.
Basically. Yeah, that one was... And then, I can't remember if you immediately find out that that's her dad. I don't think you do.
I don't think you do.
But the fact that that's her dad, I'm like, Danica, what you doing? What's up with the secrets?
But it does make sense because Sabine's a bitch and she would hook up with him.
Absolutely. Yeah. Ugh.
Even's like, she was my alpha, like I couldn't tell anyone.
Yeah. Oh, and her, so next I have Bryce channeling Hunt's power is definitely going to be a big deal.
So we're in the bunk quarter then?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
So they go to the bunk quarter.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It's very scary.
It's very scary.
And we find out...
Somewhere I would not want to
go. We find out that... That second light we find out that you're not really in a happy little resting place.
No.
That you're just hanging out there for 100 or so years until it's time for you to go through the bone gate and you become second light, which is like their first light, but dead people.
So it's all just a lie.
It's all a lie. It's all like a happy little lie.
Yeah, it's like you're not living forever in the afterlife.
No.
You're just going to be used as power eventually.
To power everything that's happening.
Yeah. I was like...
It hurt. It was sad. And what's his name? The Underking?
Yeah.
The Underking's like, she's like, why is he telling us all this? She's like, oh, because he's going to kill us.
Yeah. He's like, why. You're not going to be able to tell anybody this.
And he fixed those, like, hellhounds. Mm-hmm. They're not hellhounds, that's not, but, you know,
Yeah.
But, they're from the actual hell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because they were left behind. Like, them and the Reapers, like, some stuff was left behind.
And she thinks back to that throwaway statue of the very first chapter of Thor or whatever. It's like, it's not actually Thor, but it's basically Thor.
Yeah.
And she's like, let's try that. Mm-hmm. Which could go horribly wrong.
It could have gone so wrong. But he powers her up. Yeah. And then she unleashes, like, her, her stuff. And then they escape. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I think Tharion's there. Yeah, he's like on his little jet ski. That's all I imagine. I can't remember what they call it in the book, but I'm just imagining him on a jet ski.
I don't know why, but I think of Tharion as like green. Like I think of him as like what's that? Luca? Like where there's like a little. That's what I imagine Tharion as. And he's like on a stand-up jet ski. He's just like, I'm here to help you. It's so unserious.
Yeah.
That's like what I imagine.
He's just like so funny.
He's so funny.
Oh man.
So yeah, he picks him up. He helps him get back.
I forgot how he even knew they were there. I don't even remember. But he came.
Yeah.
God, I don't remember how
he knew they were there. Maybe the lightning. He saw lightning. Oh. He saw. He's like, it has to be Hunt.
Yeah. What's he doing over there?
It's not supposed to rain.
Yeah. There's no storm. Oh man, he does. He's on his little jet ski.
Yes.
And they escape. But yeah, I was like, that's definitely gonna be a big deal.
Yeah.
And it's not even just him. I think anybody, because there's another point. Somebody else powers her up. Oh, Hypexia.
And it's when she's talking about that demon.
Yeah, and I don't think it's as powerful, but
it's not as powerful.
But it's definitely like a boost.
Yeah, it allows her.
It's like a battery.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was the next thing was that. So they go there, they find that out,
and he says he did not send the Reapers. So that's another piece.
Oh yeah.
He's like, they're not mine.
Yeah. Oh, and then while this is going on, Ethan goes to
the Mystics.
No, he goes. The next thing is about the prom. He doesn't go there. Bryce goes, I think, with Ethan to the prom, and he tells him about how Danica was researching all of the bloodlines. Yeah, and because you don't know that
she had Declan doing some kind of like because Jezebel was like, I have cameras everywhere, and she just like
pops in. She's like, did you know?
She's like, you should look at the security footage and see what Danica was looking at.
Yeah.
And so Declan runs this program to find like what Danica was looking at, and she finds her looking at this book of bloodlines. And so she goes to the Prime. She asks him if he knows. He's like, she was writing a research paper. Like, what?
Yeah.
That poor Prime is just so old and senile. But she also tells him about because he didn't know about Ethan getting kicked out either.
Oh, he didn't. Yeah, he's like, what?
And they're kind of like, they're alluding to the fact that like Ethan should be in charge of stuff. And I'm like,
oh yeah, they're like, why aren't you an alpha or whatever ahead of your thing? He's like, that wasn't
part of my plan.
Yeah, it wasn't where I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, interesting.
And then they go to that, I forget what that guy was called. The guy who had the things in the tanks.
I think it was a mystic.
I think that way they were mystics, because my thing says the wolf is the
astronomer.
mystic.
He was an astronomer.
Yeah.
It was an interesting choice, but...
And they like...
so Bryce finds out about the second light. She tells everyone, because she likes to tell people things. And Ethan's like, Connor, what about Connor?
Oh, that's what it is.
That's what drives him there.
And then he goes to see, like, is he okay?
Yeah, so he knows the mystics can reach into hell. Or reach into the afterlife.
Yeah, he basically just like, I want to make sure my brother's fine.
He wants to tell him about it.
Yeah.
And like, don't try and save him. I don't really know what his like end game is there.
That's the thing. It's like, yeah, you can warn him, but like, what can he do about it?
Yeah,
he's dead.
I really don't know what that, like, but he goes there. And the astronomer has 3 people.
Oh, it sounded awful.
It was so sad.
Like, they were just, like, in these tanks.
Like flotation tanks.
And he was like, oh, this astronomer was like, they love it. He's like, yeah, if you wake them out of this trance,
yeah,
they want to go back because you know, the enlightenment that they have is just so, like, transcendent. It's a bunch of bull.
And, like, they're sold into it by their families, basically, to get paid, like, pretty well.
Yeah. So
he does, but he pays them a purse of coins,
mm-hmm.
and he has them go there, but he doesn't find Connor. He finds Hell?
Yeah, they do something, and it's, like, something that's, like, putting the Mystics in danger. It was something weird. I forget.
They're, like, holding them there, because he sends them down there sometimes to torture them, too.
Yeah. Yeah, they, like, go too far, essentially.
Yeah.
And
so bad things happen.
Mm-hmm. They come back up.
Like, breaks everything.
Oh yeah, like the tanks start doing something weird. Yeah. And then Ethan realizes that at that point, does he realize one of them is a wolf?
I don't think he does until he goes back the second time.
Makes sense.
But the astronomers basically like, get out.
Yeah. He's like, you're not welcome here.
Yeah. So they leave.
What else happens in part 3? Do they...
Are we still in part...
I know, part 2. What else happens in part 2? I have another note that says Day is definitely Celestina and she really hates Ephraim because she's engaged.
Yeah, so she gets engaged because they want more archangels, so they need them to like have a baby.
Have babies.
Which is so sad.
Yeah, she's just like a
she's a birthin.
Yeah. I can't think of the word I'm thinking of.
Surrogate? No.
I forget.
When you're also like cattle.
Yeah, it's cattle. Cattle for reproduction.
Yeah, so they're so Ephraim's coming to visit, and he has the other half of
the horrible H's.
The Triari of past, yeah.
The H's.
And so they're planning for them to come for their marriage and consummation. So Hunt's like, oh, this is gonna suck. And they show up.
Oh, there is only 3 parts.
And immediately Pollux is like hooking up with the Hind and like making his life miserable.
Yeah.
Oh, and they have that scene at the bar with the Hind and...
Oh, they're playing poker?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're like trying to get an alibi for themselves for something.
Yeah.
Also, one of like the missions that they go on.
Operations.
All the operations.
Yeah, because there's video cameras. It's wild how there are video cameras everywhere.
The Assyria can see everything.
Everything. They have to like skirt
that's
around
like Big Brother watching, honestly.
Yeah, and like
sketchy.
I think in that one, it's like that one doesn't have audio, and they know which ones. Like Declan knows which ones don't have audio.
I love Declan, honestly.
Oh yeah, he's clutch.
He's clutch.
He is. Oh man.
But yeah, they have their moment because the Hind is actually Hypexia's sister, half sister.
Yes. Yeah. Another thing that happens in part 2 that it's like Hunt is also very hesitant about. They go to that like exchange or whatever, and they blow up that boat.
Oh,
the weapons
with people on it.
Yeah, so the whole thing is that the Asteri are trying to replicate the suits.
So humans have these like transformer suits basically that can like shoot up things. They're humans. Like we are fighting like gods.
Yeah. And Hunt's job used to be like taking those suits and like sabotaging them.
Taking them apart, putting them together to like blow up on their faces.
Yes. And so now the Asteri like have the technology. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to remake the suits.
For their forces.
Yeah. And so what's the rebel's name? I can't think of her name right now. The one that's also been hunting Sophie this whole time. Sophie and her brother. The crazy one. Is
it not Poppy? It's like...
Is that what her name is?
I don't think it's Poppy, but it's like... It's a P, I feel like.
It's something like that. I'm like, I can't... She's crazy.
Yeah,
she's crazy.
We need that name. We're going to use that name for a bit.
Yeah.
I feel like.
What is her name? What's her name?
I feel like it's in the prologue too. It's in the prologue too. I feel
it's definitely...
Pippa. It's Pippa.
Pippa.
This bitch.
So they go to that with Cormac. They go there.
Cormac brings them in with his powers. Each of them. And he's a little tired.
I mean, that sounds straining.
It does. It's like an old cave.
Yeah.
And they go and they get it, and she orders them to kill the boat of people that were helping them because they're Vanir. She's like...
Even though they're helping them.
Yeah.
She sucks.
She's like, humans only.
She
and
sucks.
I'm like, you're letting these guys help you.
Right? Yeah. Oh, she sucks so bad.
And, like, Therian wants to kidnap her right then and there. And, and he's, like, they're like, oh.
Yeah. And then they Hunt ends up, like, lighting it up and destroys the suits.
He does.
And she's angry.
He's like, F this.
Yeah.
So she's mad. And then the Hind shows up.
So they...
And Braxia.
They escape.
Braxian.
They escape on, like, this little boat. I just think of it as, like, a little, like, jetty, like, little John boat.
Yeah.
And they're, like, out in the open, exposed.
In the ocean.
Yeah, and then the Hind shows up.
And they're like, shit, she just saw us.
Yes, and they saw Braxian from the shore.
Yeah, because he's, like, on the...
And this whole time, Braxian's kind of, like...
So Hunt's in charge of, like, helping him acclimate.
Yeah.
And he's kind of, like, being nice. And Hunt doesn't really know what to do with that.
He thinks it's, like, a trick.
A trap. Yeah.
Which, fair.
It's a fair concern.
But he, like, very much through the whole book is alluding to, like, I want to help you.
Yeah.
I want to help you.
Like, when Sabine shows up at Bryce's apartment and, like, comes to, like, fuck some shit up. Because she's mad about everything. And he shows up and is, like... ready to fight for them.
Yeah, it's wild. And the whole time I'm like, I kind of want them to trust him.
I liked him from the get-go. I was like, man,
because
I believed him
because he talks about in the very beginning of the book because he's talking about like how do I, why do you seem different? He's like, you don't know what happened after you left.
Yeah,
like you don't know the whole story.
And I think
which is fair.
I think it's fair too because I also think that like. I think that a lot of the people in that group are sadistic. They enjoy, like, hurting people.
Yes.
But I do think that there's some aspect of this, like, Hunt, you were part of this and you didn't want to do it. You were doing it because you had to survive.
Yes.
And I think that there's definitely a group of people that are doing the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. And he needs to understand that. Mm-hmm. Like, just, you were forgiven for all the shit you did.
Right?
Why can't you forgive these people?
I agree.
So Braxia, he's, like, kind of, like, showed his whatever.
And then...
So then she drops something.
She drops a stone.
A stone, which she also dropped in the prologue.
She drops a stone.
But she also dropped in the prologue, too.
Drops a stone.
The Hind does.
The Hind does.
But Bryce lights up the world with her little star power.
Yeah. And then this thing under the water comes and saves them.
Yeah, and scoops them up.
Scoops them up like a big old submarine. Yep. That's in my mind. I'm just like, it's a huge submarine.
I'm like a submarine shaped like a squid. I don't think it says it is shaped like that way, but I'm like, it's a giant squid submarine. It saves them because Hunt can't use his lightning because they're all in the water.
Yes. And I'm
he
like,
just kill everyone.
But he is having this visceral reaction.
he just like has like his eyes are glazed over in lightning.
He's like, I see nothing, but Bryce is in trouble.
She's in danger.
And
I will kill anyone right now to protect her.
All of us, yeah.
My friends, I don't care.
Yeah, me, anybody.
Everyone's dead.
He's having a visceral reaction. It's so funny because they're just like lightning's like popping off of him. That's how I'm imagining it. Is lightning is just popping off.
They even get him in the sub, and he's just like I imagine him just like standing.
He's not in a. He's like, I can't control anything. And what was that girl's name in the sub? I love the sub. The sub was so fun.
The sub was so nice. And they were so nice.
Yeah, she was like, oh, this is... Darian's like, what is this?
She's like, it's Ocean Queen.
Yeah, it's Ocean Queen. Like, she's great.
She's great.
Yeah, he's like, oh my God.
Isn't your queen like that? Like, no.
She sucks. Yeah.
And she's like, you guys called for us, so we came.
Yeah, she's so jealous. He's so jealous.
I know. And he should be. Like, sorry. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, you all can hang out here. We'll take you back to the river.
Yeah. They're just like, oh, absolutely. Yeah, we'll help you.
We'll show you some rooms.
Oh, but
she's like, but you gotta take care of this right here.
Yeah, I gotta take care of this. But even before they do that, when they find out Sophie's dead, like when we find out,
because the ocean people are the ones that grabbed her.
Grabbed her body.
Because she also, they went to her because she called for help as well. Mm-hmm. And they grab her body, and that confirms that she is dead.
Like, carved something in her arm.
So Cormac is like, I think Cormac kind of knew she was dead.
You had to have known. I was hoping. I was hopeful.
I was really hopeful too.
But when I found out she was dead, I was like,
not surprised. Yeah,
because it wasn't really about her that I was sad that she was dead.
I was sad for Cormac.
I was sad for him
because I did like he grows on you so fast.
He does.
I love how she does it, but she makes you hate someone
and then immediately love him.
Immediately love them because I was riding for him. I was.
Yeah, because the first scene when he popped in, I was like,
"F you."
This guy.
Yeah. Even when he was helping them at the very beginning, I was like...
Yeah, like, gross. He's gonna get y'all all killed.
Yeah.
But then, oh yeah, he grows on you.
Yeah, so he gets to go see her in the morgue, and it's
So sad.
He spends the night there with her. It's so sad.
It was so sad.
But she does have, like, all these, like, numbers and letters carved on her arm, and they're trying to figure out what that is, honestly, too.
But while after that's going on, they're like, you need to deal with Hunt.
With Hunt.
He is popping, and his, like...
He's making everyone a little nervous.
Yeah, like, we're underwater. I'm like, we're underwater, people. Like, he can just, like, explode this whole thing.
So she's like, we'll close off this little solarium, and y'all can go hang out there.
Yeah. And then she's, like, trying to reassure him that she's safe.
You can see me.
Yes.
I'm
like,
here.
I'm
safe.
good. And then they end up doing it.
They finally do it.
Yeah. Okay, so it does take a long time. Even they agree to end their pact very early on.
Yeah, and they're, like, hooking up, like, she gives him his the blowjob.
Oh, yeah.
And he pleasures her.
Yeah.
But every time they try and, like...
They're interrupted.
Have sex.
Yeah.
It's interrupted. This is their first, like...
And it was way into the book.
Yeah, we're, like...
So you're towards the end of part 2.
We're 3/4 in, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they finally get it on. They finally realize they are mates.
Yeah, as they're doing it, it's, like, very clear.
Yeah, like, this reaction is, like, a mate's reaction.
Mm-hmm. In, like, every sense of the word.
Yeah. It's just, like, he is like this because he thought you were in danger and he was,
and, like his animalistic instincts inside of him, because you are his mate, are, like, taking over.
And then when they're doing it, she, like, transports them.
Yeah,
she teleports them.
They're, like, finishing, and she's like, wait, why are we in the storeroom or whatever? And she's like, I did it!
She's like, I teleported! Like, okay, well, all you need is for Hunt to, like, power you up, and then you can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So,
I was very happy for them.
Oh, yeah, like, and then immediately Rune's like, I can smell it on you guys.
Oh, yeah! I'm like, damn, just let them have their honeymoon real quick.
I know, and how awkward would it be if in real life, like, every time you had sex, like, someone could, like, tell?
Ugh.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
No.
I'm like, this is invasion of my privacy.
And Cormac can smell it too, and he's like, we're supposed to be fake fiancés, and you smell like this other man's mate now.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's great. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
But they get dropped off at the river, and they're like, bye, thanks for everything.
Thanks for the ride.
Yeah.
So nice. I think they're going to be big players in the third book for sure.
Yeah, I hope they come back. I do like them.
I like them a lot.
I like them a lot. Where are we at now?
I did say at the end of, like, towards the end of part 2, Hunt playing video games with Braxian was so sweet. That's why, like, she does such a good job of, like...
Humanizing him?
Yeah. I'm like, he means well. He's just playing video games with you, bro.
He was literally, like, I don't know what that is. He's like, you'll love it.
Yeah. Oh, it was so sweet.
It was so sweet.
Yeah. And then I'm just like, poor Cormac.
I
I think in the third part...
Are we in the third part now? Okay.
But I think I might have... There's some stuff that I may have skipped. Because I can't remember if in the second or the third part is when they go and search for Emil, the brother.
Yeah, they've been looking for him this whole time.
In the
Viper Queen.
In the Viper Queen.
That's
the
beginning of the second part. Because she's like, let's just try before they went to the bone quarter.
Yeah. That's true.
That'll assure us that he's not there.
Yeah.
That he is in the bone quarter.
Yeah.
So she takes her buddies, June and Fury.
I kind of felt bad for
June.
I felt bad for the whole situation where she...
Oh, when she called and used her princess card?
Yeah.
She calls and used her princess card to get June the lead role because June was being blackballed.
Yeah.
For helping humans.
Yeah, it was a shitty reason to be blackballed, and then...
But I get why she was mad, too.
I get why she was mad. So I didn't earn this.
And, like, now everyone's, like, basically talking shit about me.
Yeah, it's like she didn't earn this. Her friend just, like, her princess friend called in a favor.
Yeah, exactly.
So...
Okay, the end of the part 2 is, the end of the ship thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's what it says here.
So, I think in part 3, we start out and it happens, because it's not necessarily towards the end of the book, because a lot happens at the end of the book.
Yeah.
But in the beginning of part 3, Hunt realizes that what's really going on with Emil.
Mm-hmm.
That she found him.
Yeah.
This is where I was like, you didn't tell him everything.
I know. I actually...
The whole book, I was like, oh my god, there's such open communication, and this happened, I was like, no!
When I read this, I thought of you. I literally did. Because I know how much she hated Aelin doing this in Throne of Glass, and I literally thought of you.
I did. I hated it so much. And I was like, I had like a trauma response when I found out. I was like, no, Bryce! I thought you were better than this. And, like, to be fair, it wasn't, like, as big of a thing, kind of thing. But, like,
yeah,
she knew where he was, and he's safe. And then She sends him off to his parents, which is wild. That's literally my note. It's like, well, I guess Emil's her brother now.
Yeah. That was casual.
It was so casual. And, like, a good little nod on her and her mom, like, communicating through those postcards.
Yeah.
I would have
never.
I never picked up on that.
Like a code that, like, her stepdad taught her.
Yeah, like, she mentioned the postcard, like, sending a postcard. It was like, oh, this is how me and my mom apologize. And I was like, I would have never picked up on that.
No. And, like...
Good on you.
They tell you in the beginning, like, when they go to search the Viper Queen... originally, that June wants to help because June was like a kid and something happened to her as a kid. Her brother got addicted to the Viper Queen's venom and was like doing the fighting. Yes. And then he died. So she's sympathetic. She does. So she comes like with Fury and her like look for the Viper Queen. And then she's pissed at her. But Fury does agree to drive Emil to her parents for June, honestly.
Yeah. She's like, I'm not doing this for you, I'm doing this for her.
Yeah, exactly. So we get Emil to safety, and she's like, Hunt, like, immediately tells Theron, too. Like, kind of tells him.
Yeah.
He, like, alludes to it. He's like...
Well, we find out that he's on a Thunderbird.
Yeah, we do. He's like, no one's gonna want him anyway.
They'll just keep him safe. Yeah. Because now he's just at a loose end. He's not something we can use.
And Sophie didn't actually tell him anything.
No, she didn't. He didn't know.
It was all a ploy to get her brother, which I appreciate.
Oh, yeah, good on her.
Do what you gotta do to get your brother out of there.
You're like, if they think you're coveted, nobody's gonna harm you.
It's so smart.
Yeah.
It's so smart.
It's like, oh yeah, he's a Thunderbird too.
Yeah, so... He's a non-player anymore. He was the catalyst for this, and now he's a non-player.
The whole book, it was like, oh
find Emil.
He's a Thunderbird. And then it's like, man.
But now we're in this. Now we're in the rebellion.
Yeah, now we're not even knee deep, waist deep.
For this kid that didn't actually matter.
Yeah.
He matters.
He mattered. But, yeah.
But she does. Oh, man. She tells Hunt, and then Hunt's pissed for a bit, and then he's like, I get it.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate. They squashed up pretty quickly. But he does tell Therion pretty quickly. He's like, you should, like...
And she tells everybody else pretty quickly.
Yeah. But I did like Therion was like, well, she doesn't need... The River Queen doesn't need to know.
Yeah. She can just think, I'm looking for him forever.
And then he goes to the frat house.
Yes!
To live.
The frat house. I'm like, this place.
I love it.
It's a fun place.
And so at that point, I think that we are back at the astronomers.
And
And when he gets there, the one mystic is out of the water.
Yeah, she's like roaming around.
But she can't really walk, though, because she's, like, weak.
Yeah, but she's, like, out. She's, like, out. And because all the tanks had mishapped.
He, like, went to go, like, find something to fix him. Yeah. And she's like, he's not here.
And he left the rings there.
Yeah.
Because when Bryce was initially there, she saw the rings. And she was like, I can't take them because that'll start, like, an incident.
And she's trying to lay low.
Yeah, she's trying to lay low. But Ethan was like, fuck this, I'm taking these rings.
So yeah, he takes her rings. There's fire sprites in them, they can tell. And then he scents the girl, and she's an alpha wolf.
Alpha.
And you know that's a future love connection.
Oh, absolutely.
I read that so fast.
Oh, the minute she was a wolf, I was like, And he was like, I can't leave her.
And she's being sassy.
Oh, yeah. She's like, I can't leave her here. I was like,
that's your alpha. Congratulations. Like, I'm so happy for you. But he does have to leave her there,
He does have to leave
But he does take the rings.
Takes the rings.
Bust the rings.
Bust the rings open.
And all these 3 fire sprites are like, thanks so much. And then that dragon comes out. And she's kind of like a bitch, too.
She is a bitch. And then she's not very, reliable,
But we do find out that she can kill something.
She can kill, things of hell.
Yes, that's what it is. And so she's, very valuable.
She's very valuable.
But they're all slaves, technically.
Yeah. And it's like, if anybody finds out we have you...
We stole you.
Yeah, we're in trouble. That's just a capital crime.
We stole a property, essentially. Mm-hmm. So they do have to come up, Declan's boyfriend is...
Oh, he's a lawyer.
So they're calling him,
We needed a lawyer in this group.
Which I appreciate.
We needed a lawyer in this group.
And he knows stuff, too. Yeah. And I'm like, that's nice.
Because he's like, oh, if you say that you needed it for this reason...
Because you're a princess.
It's legal.
Yeah. Yeah. And so she's like... Hypexia comes up to hang out with Rune again. I can't remember why she first comes, actually. Oh, they're all converging for the celebration.
Because they haven't done the Celestia... That's Celestina and Ephraim's thing yet.
That's why everyone's coming together. Mm-hmm. So they're like, we'll say that we need them for her protection. And Ethan gets saddled to that, too. Yeah. Which I love Ethan having a purpose again.
Yeah. He was kind of just kind of wondering.
So sad.
Yeah. And he was just like, he was sad in that He didn't have a purpose.
He didn't have a pack. And, like, they're pack animals.
Yes. And he was just kind of, like, also seeing, like, the woman he loves with this, like, with her mate. And he's like, oh, well, I can never have that.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Yeah. Oh, one of my notes is the dragon is definitely going to be a game changer if she can harm Princess of Hell.
Yeah, agreed.
And then, you know, after they got back from that whole incident with Pippa, I was like, the Hind is waiting for another shoe to drop before revealing her hand. Because it was weird, because it was like, she's not doing anything.
Tell him,
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, I want to trust Braxian. He seems different and lonely.
Agreed.
Oh. And then, you're going to like this one. I said, OMG, Rune is a participant on Love is Blind. He is a participant on Love is Blind. Love is Blind.
But it's working.
In that room, it's working. It doesn't work here, but it works there.
Oh my god. And I love that every time he's just like, I just want to have a beer with you.
Right?
Like, oh, rude.
Oh, and then one time when they were like opening up to each other and he was like, I'm basically the prince of nothing. And I was like, rude.
No, he breaks my heart.
Oh,
I'm a Rune girl. I can't.
He is one of my favorite characters.
I know.
Because he means so well. And, like, even though he has this, like, persona of, like, because he's got,
hard
like,
ass.
Yeah, he's got, like, the piercings and the haircut.
He's, like, trying to rebel in any way he can.
Yes, but, like, he means so well. Because even at first, when he was just like, okay, yeah, I'll communicate with her, he, like, turns into a rebel kind of thing. It's like, I want to do good for the Fae, too.
And, like, I really do feel like, and this is, like, true in, like, real life, too. Like, if a man has good friends, like, he's probably a good person.
Yeah.
And, like, he does. He's, like, built community and built friendships. And, like, even when he was, like, you really didn't know anything about him, I could kind of trust him because of those things. Like, I think he genuinely, like...
He's not some, like, weird lone wolf that's just
He, like, cares.
Yeah.
This is what point blank he cares.
He does.
And it's so refreshing to see that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like him and Day had a fight, I think, at that point too.
Yeah.
Because he kind of like, so while they're communicating, it's like when they're asleep.
Yeah.
They don't need the crystal anymore. Mm-hmm. And they can communicate when they're asleep.
Which I'm like, is that a mate thing? Is that a mate thing?
I think it's a mate thing. Because he also talks about her scent. He talks about her scent. He can smell her in their dreams.
It's all about the scent.
He can smell her in their dreams. But she'll get pulled away randomly because whoever she's like...
And he's always like, that's familiar.
Yeah, he does say it's familiar.
Yeah.
But whenever he gets pulled away, like she gets pulled away by whoever she's like connected, like hooking up with.
Yes.
And like he's hurting her.
Yeah, which I think is Ephraim the whole time. I literally think this is Celestina.
Which is totally fair.
And Ephraim the whole time.
And you're probably meant to think that, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he catches like a glimpse of her and she's like freaked out by that. Like she's still trying to like stay hidden.
Yeah.
And not want to talk about anything.
Yeah.
But she says some mean things to him and he like he's like, yeah, I'm the king of...
he's like, you're right, I'm nothing.
Bye.
Yeah.
And then she kind of apologizes later, but...
Yeah.
And tells him that sad story.
Oh.
A little, like, lullaby. Not lullaby, but, like, bedtime story.
Yeah. My next thing is... I was like, there's something up with this seventh seat of this theory. They bring way too much attention for it.
One of the pit guy killed.
Yeah, I feel like they talk about it so much. They're like, oh, the 6th Assyri and the 7th that was killed.
I know. I'm like, why have we not asked the Prince of the Pit how he killed him?
Yes.
We've talked to him 3 times in dreams, I think,
yes.
now. And I'm like, why is your first question not like, hey,
that one that you killed?
How'd you kill them?
Yeah.
And, like, we find out later that they know everything. Like, why are you not telling them this? I'm so annoyed.
It's like in freaking Throne of Glass when the, whatever her name was, the queen that she sees in her dreams or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, Elena.
Elena is just, like, really cryptic. And I'm like, if you could just tell us what's going on, we'd have a full picture.
He's just, like, train.
Yeah.
Get stronger.
Yeah. I'm like, can we get a full picture of this?
Can you tell me why I need to?
Yeah, exactly.
So annoying.
Okay, so we get to...
Are we at the celebration yet?
We're at the celebration.
Okay.
And
I love this. The celebration, there's so much fun that happens at the celebration.
Yes, I'm like, everybody's together, we're here for it.
Oh, so before this happens, because Bryce has used her princess name to get to get favors for like her friend and for like, a couple to meet Celestina, like a couple. She's used it probably a handful of times. The Autumn King is like, you want to use your name? Congratulations, you are legally Danon, Princess of the Valbaran Fae.
Yeah.
And that means that I own you. I tell you what to do. And you have to abide by our rules. Congratulations. Here's the official paperwork.
He sucks.
He sucks so hard.
Lord, he needs to get Grox on bare feet. Like, oh, he just... I mean, and I, like, understand it, and she's like, oh my god. The minute that he says it, she's like, shit.
What have I done? What have I done?
She's like, I did not think about these consequences.
She didn't. And she didn't. And that's fair. Like, she's...
I wouldn't have thought of that. When he said it, I was like, what?
So I take it back
It's just, like, such weird, like, fake custom. Where, like...
Well, it reminds me of the end of the first book, when Rune's like, I claim her as my sister. Mm-hmm. And as a male of our family...
I can say what she does.
I can say what she does.
Yeah. It's wild.
It is.
It's like weird. It's weird. Very outdated customs.
It's very outdated. But that's how she has to come to the celebration as a princess, essentially.
Yeah.
But she's plotting with Hunt.
Yes, with Hunt.
With Hunt.
'Cause that's what I love. That's what I love.
Your team.
Because they talk about it beforehand. She's like, are you sure? Because once I do this, there's no going back. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah, we're mates. We're done.
I guess I'm a prince now.
Yeah, I guess I'm a prince now. Yeah, and I'm so glad she cleared it with him. Because it's like, are you okay with this?
And when they just like spring it on him in front of everyone.
Yeah. But when
Which is what Aelin would have done. It's fine.
It is what Aelin would have done. And I love you, Aelin, but it is what you would have done. And it's why I kind of like Bryce a little bit more. But when they get to the party, and she just like...
Beeline. She beelines for the archangels.
Celestina
and Ephraim. To be introduced to them. And she walks in on Cormac's arm, because Cormac's her fiance.
Yes. Yeah.
And then Hunt's just like kind of right behind him.
Yeah. And then her dad sees him.
And then she's like, nope.
And he's like, wait, maybe I need to like...
He wants to introduce them as fiancés to them.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like, nope. She grabs Hunt.
Yep. This is my mate. Yep.
And Celestina's like, we bless this union.
Yeah. It's like a weird acknowledgement. Like if another...
Well, it's like back in the day, like kings and queens like got to approve your marriage high enough.
It's like we acknowledge you because they're the the highest
power there.
Mm-hmm. It's like we acknowledge this union,
and it's a done deal.
Yeah, and
everyone can smell it on them too, or whatever. So
I loved it.
She's like the Autumn King's face was just like furious.
Oh, I can't wait. I hope he gets killed off.
The only thing I felt bad about was that Cormac didn't know.
Oh, and he was like, you should have told me.
Yeah. I did feel bad about that.
I agree. He's like, I would have been
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like egg on his face kind of thing, because he has to deal with his dad too.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Because his parents were there. It was a political alliance, and it was what was keeping him in the city.
Yeah. And now he's like, crap, I'm going to have to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was how he was like communicating with the rebels better, because he was like out and about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they do that, but then also the Asteri come to like bless the Archangel Union. And it's
on
always,
the video chat.
It's always so awkward when they show up on video chat.
It's like a weird Zoom.
But so they can see you, but like it's weird.
And they're in and they're out, but they also have all these video cameras they have access to.
And they acknowledge Hunt and Bryce too, I think, don't they?
I think they do.
Yeah.
It's weird. They're so weird.
And they're like, bye.
It always lasts a minute.
And then everyone's like,
bye. Yeah, sigh of relief, they're gone.
It is. And so we're partying. We're happy.
We're partying. Hunt and Bryce dancing.
They're so cute.
And I think Rune and Hypexia dance.
Yeah, because he's there to escort her because that's his fiance.
Yeah, and that's the first time she's going to meet her sister.
And she wants to meet her sister.
Yeah, yeah.
And so Rune's like, I'll be there for you.
Yep.
So he walks her over.
Mm-hmm. And they're chatting, and they introduce each other. And Hunt's like kind of a bitch.
She's kind of like, what's the word? Like,
dismissive?
It's like a dismissal, yeah.
Dismissive. It's like, oh, you're here.
Like, yep, you're my sister.
Okay. What?
I'm busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But then Rune kind of leaves her because he's made a deal with Day.
To meet Day.
At the fountain.
Yeah.
Because she says, like, she's in town for this.
And it's just like, and I think before this, is it before this that we realized that was Celestina caught in the closet with Hypaxia before or after this? I can't remember.
I think it was after.
Okay, yeah. So maybe I don't know yet. Because at this point, I'm like...
You're still thinking it's Celestina.
Like, it's Celestina.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's she at?
Yeah. But he goes to the fountain at midnight.
Goes fountain at midnight.
And it's the harpy.
Yeah, no one's there at first. And then the harpy comes and somebody else comes.
Her little lackey.
Yeah.
She's like, what you doing here? And he's like, nothing. Bye.
Bye.
He's like, I'll just tell her later that we had to abort mission.
Yeah.
And we don't want to get caught. Mm-hmm. And that's when Hunt and Bryce go like, sneak off to a closet.
And they're like, we pulled it off. Yes.
It's so high school, and I love it so much.
I'm here for it.
It's so cute. And they're like, here's a locked door. I'm just going to break it down.
I'm just gonna bust through it.
I love when they open, they're like, oh, that's why it was locked.
And he's like, shit. It's my boss.
It's Celestina making out with Hypaxia.
Yeah. And you're like...
And she's pissed.
Yeah. Oh,
Celestina.
Hypaxia is just like, okay, guys.
It's okay.
Yeah. Celestina's pissed.
Because Hypaxia is in on everything now already.
Mm-hmm.
But like, Celestina's like, she looks like Hunt probably looked when Bryce was in danger. That's how I imagined it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
she's like, I don't necessarily, like, I kind of trust these people, but not all the way. So it's like, are you not going to tell me kind of thing?
Yeah, and they have to, like, reassure her, and they're like, okay, we're just going to, like, slowly back away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they slowly back away out of the room.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Like, we'll keep your secret.
Yeah, it's like, we're not telling anybody.
Like, we're part of, you're with us.
Yeah, you do you. And then... So let's see.
And they're all just like, oh, Therian like hooks up with some other girl, like leaves.
Oh yeah, he's just kind of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everyone goes home, basically. I feel like after that, right?
Everybody, yeah, I think everybody goes home, and then I think, and then they realize that, I forget how they find out. I have like a gap in my notes.
Oh, okay. Rune meets Day through the mind speak.
And she gets taken.
Yes. So they have plans now
to infiltrate.
Oh, sorry. It's the carvings.
It means a day. It means a room.
They figure out that it means a room because of the
Was it Declan?
No, yeah, it was because they find. They have him break into the Asteri's
video cameras,
and he can only get so far.
But it's a room number.
But it's a room number in their archives or
and
whatever.
You see Sophie going into it.
And you see, and then coming out and looking like white-faced.
And Bryce is like, we gotta go there.
We have to go.
And Hunt's like, we can't go there.
Because Hunt's been there before, because that's also where they kept him.
We're kept a prisoner.
Like,
he's like, you can't get out of this place.
And I was like, it's the Asteri. It's literally, those are the big bads.
It's the big bads, yeah.
But she's like, we're going.
We gotta go. And then Rune's like, we gotta go because they've caught Day.
Yeah, so he wakes up that same night and is like, she tries to warn him, but she gets pulled out of it. And he thinks that it's her getting caught, basically.
Like as a double agent.
So he's like, I'm going, we gotta go, like, help her.
Yeah.
And this is where the last 100 pages gonna happen.
This is the last 100 pages. Here we go.
You know how it is.
So... Last 100 pages, they're like, okay, we gotta go. We gotta first get over to Pangea, or whatever the fuck it's called.
I know, call it Pangea too.
Yeah.
And then they also,
honestly, I can't think what it's called.
She asks Fury, I think, who's been there for some, like, layout plan.
Yes. She's like, I need to know what... You've been there before. Tell me what the general layout is.
Yeah,
and she's like, I can only get you so far because I've only been so far.
Yeah, exactly.
So, they go... First of all, to some, like, outskirt camp.
Oh, they want a distraction. So they need a distraction.
Yeah. Oh, they need the Asteri to look one way.
Yeah, they don't want the Asteri there because, like, the Asteri are all powerful. So they're like, let's distract them because they got the last intel about some...
Pippa's going somewhere.
She's going somewhere.
Yeah, to some lab.
Mm-hmm. There's a lab.
There's a lab.
That's making the suits, maybe?
Yeah, it's making the suits.
So Therian and Cormac are supposed to go there so the distraction will blow it up. But he's also winnowing them into the
He does.
place.
So it's not far away. So, but he's basically got to get over there, and then he's taking them from there and winnowing them into a spot in the castle.
The Crystal Palace or whatever it is.
It's like inside of it. Close enough to where the room is. Yeah. Because he's like, okay, I can visualize it.
As long as you can, like, see it, he can get there. Yeah.
And he's seen, like, the video of it. So, he, like, takes each one of them. He's, like, worn out.
Plan's going great so far.
Going fabulous.
And we don't trust it, of course.
No, I'm like, where is this shoe gonna drop?
So, Bryce is sent to go find the room. Hunt is staying put, I think, at that point.
They're watching. And then Rune's like, after this point, I'm going to go get Day.
Yes.
Yep. So they're waiting.
So Bryce does get into the room. And what does she find?
She finds the truth.
The
truth. She finds the truth! That the Asteri are just like fucking power, like... Siphoners, yeah.
And they've been traveling the cosmos, sucking people dry of their, like, first light inside of them. And that's why they're immortal, essentially.
Yep. It's basically, they've essentially created, like, a breeding ground.
Yeah.
They're like, we've tried this other places. They tried it in hell.
It's like a ranch.
Yeah. Oh.
It is.
Awful. Yeah. They tried it in Hell. It didn't work out in
Hell is the only one that kind of like was able to
push it out.
They figured out what they were. Most planets don't even figure out what they are.
No, and we're lucky that they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they pushed them out. They killed one. We don't know because no one fucking asked Hell.
I know.
But they killed
Prince
one.
of the Pit, how did you kill this Asterion?
And their little crystal thrones, they always zoom in from.
They're just feeding.
It's just like first light, like.
And it reminds me of those, like, in Elf, like, when, the nail.
the nail tubes. It's like first light shooting up there.
That's what I feel like it is.
I don't know. You're not.
Shooting up.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Oh, but they're just feeding off of it.
They're just feeding
So the second light that's also powering the cities, like, all these people who think these people live forever, they don't, and their second light first light
is also fueling
is also
them.
just, like, it's all fueling them.
And I don't know if she learned this immediately, or if it was when, so...
What's the name of that guy?
Regulus?
Is that the guy?
Regulus?
The second hand kind of guy?
The second hand of the Asterion.
Yeah.
The one that looks like a baby that's always talking.
Yeah, the one who told her all this.
Yeah, so I think he's the one that's, like, telling her the entire plot, and she's like...
He told her everything. I love that in movies and books when, like, the villain's just like, oh, I guess you're gonna die, so I'm just gonna tell you.
And she calls it out, I think, too, in the book.
Yeah.
But so I think he does tell her. So he shows up. The plan, of course, fails.
Yeah.
So he shows up because all the other Asterion did go to the explosion, but he stayed behind.
Yes, yep.
But he tells her that they've been doing this to all the planets, and they found this planet, though, and they thought it was a great place, and they opened up all these gates.
Yeah.
And they basically encouraged other species
to come.
They were like, the humans, like, aren't super, like, filling. That's so gross. They're not super filling, but their planet is great.
Yeah, but we need power of other people.
Yeah, so they brought the powerful people to there to have a continuous supply, essentially.
Just feed on forever.
And whoever the Star-born princess, I can't remember her name, Midge, not Midge. Miranda. It's an M word, I feel like.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Not Midge, but I know what you're talking about.
But she ended up closing.
Yes.
Because she's a fae, and they're like, fae are from a different little realm.
We know where they're from.
And she figured it out.
Yes.
And she closed it, and when she closed her gate, it closed everything. And the Assyri were stuck there.
Yep. And they're like, well, we gotta keep feeding, but we also want to... That's why they're so interested in Bryce and her horn.
They want to open the portals back up.
Yeah, they're like, we need more food.
Yeah, and like, yeah.
Which is so gross.
So he's telling her all these things.
He does. He tells her everything. And then she sees those things in the room.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, so she knows all now.
She knows everything.
She's like, crap.
And he might tell her that once they're all back together, actually, too.
I forget.
So maybe
He tells her like half and half.
Yeah, so at one point,
so she leaves the room.
Rune does go to find Day.
Yes, she leaves. Hunt's still waiting. She leaves the room, and then by the time she leaves the room, Hunt is in, like, I think he's in chains.
And
he's caught.
The ones that won't let you do anything with their power.
Yeah, he's caught by the Hind.
The Hind.
Yes.
Yes. And so they bring them into a room.
All three of them.
They've all been captured by this point.
They've all been captured at this point. And this is where...
I have no idea.
I had no idea.
I had no idea.
I was like, what?
That was the best plot twist.
It was!
It was so well executed.
Oh.
The Hind is Day.
Oh my god. Oof.
The Hind is Day.
I was like, after I knew it wasn't Celestina, I was like, okay, so it's just like some kind of random person maybe we've heard like a little thing of.
I was like, maybe she'll save them later.
That
was one thought.
Yeah, I was like, it's somebody maybe who's been mentioned that I don't remember that's just kind of like fleeting. And then it was the Hind, and I was like, oh my god. I was not expecting that. And then you know that the guy that she's with,
Pollux,
she's like, oh, it seems like they're just like hot and heavy. She's like, oh no, he's rape.
Basically, yeah. Like she doesn't want that.
Yeah. Oh, it was such a good plot twist. Oh,
and so she saves them. They're all about to get one of them's about to get murdered. One of them's about to get axed, and
Rune is like, what?
Rune is reeling. Actually, Rune didn't handle it the best at first.
He did.
I was really concerned.
I was like, oh my god.
Because he was not talking to her. He was
because at one point in their conversations, in their minds, he's like, oh my god, I thought you were such and such.
He thought she was a
the
harpy.
Yeah. And he was like, oh my god.
Thank God you're not.
Yeah, and it was kind of awkward. And now I'm like, oh my god, she's on! Oh, it was such a good reveal.
It was such a good reveal.
It was such a good
reveal. And my mouth was open.
Oh.
I was in shock reading that.
100%. I was like, holy crap. And then she's like, trying to very hurriedly, like, okay, I'm trying to, like, help you guys, but this is what needs to happen. And
because Braxy got caught too, didn't he, at that point?
Not at this point yet. No. They haven't gone to the big chamber yet.
The big chamber, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because like so they kill Pollux?
They killed someone.
They killed Pollux?
Maybe.
Her bait, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was about to kill someone, so she stops him and then frees him and they kill him.
Yeah.
But then they hear the footsteps, so she has to pretend she killed Pollux, but she has to pretend like Hunt or Rune did.
Yeah.
And that like they were able to escape, but she like recaptured them. Because they all come and they're like, oh shit. So then she's back in Hind mode. And Rune's like struggling to deal with this. And she's bringing the prisoners into the chamber.
And to be such a like...
And Braxian's there too.
And to be such a like controversial character where she is so... Like the whole book, you're just like, she's evil.
She's in the prologue. She is the prologue.
Oh yeah, killing.
She said, but no, she wasn't killing. She... dropped the pebble.
She dropped the pebble!
She dropped the pebble to save Sophie. She dropped the pebble to save Bryce and their friends. She was the one
calling... like, oh, you called me.
She was the one calling the Ocean Queen.
It's wild. It was such a good tie-in. It was such a good tie-in. Oh, I was like, oh my god, I would have never.
It was so well done.
It was. I was just like, this is such a...
Sarah J Maas, you're...
What a beautiful connection.
Genius.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So now they're all in the room.
Good.
She's back on her bullshit because she has to continue, like, pretending.
Yeah.
She's trying to speak into Rune's mind as they're awake, and that makes me think mates, too.
Yeah. Oh, I think they're mates.
Oh, the reason that he recognized her scent is because she is Hypaxia's half-sister.
Yes.
And he obviously, like, knows her scent.
Oh, man. Oh, it was so wild.
It was so wild. So they're in the room, and Braxia is there, and he, at that point, tries to help them, and...
Yeah.
And that's when he gets put in handcuffs, too, I think.
Yeah.
Or something.
They're all, like... And this is where, like...
And that's where the Siri guy is, like, saying a bunch of stuff, too. And so he says his plan is to... What does he want to do? He wants to open a gate to hell?
And she... Yes.
Why does
he wants to open... Yeah, he wants her to open a gate, and I forget why. To, like, basically, like, snuff it out.
Because they're the only ones that are really... Yeah, that's totally
And then do gates other places so they can keep their conquering.
Yeah, conquering.
He basically wants revenge.
Yeah.
He just wants revenge.
He wants revenge, and then he wants to keep
for the seventh, yeah.
Which is fair.
And then they want to, like, go keep on conquering.
And so...
And at this point, Hind has, like, loosened Bryce's...
manacles?
Yeah, her things.
Yeah. She's loosened No, she loosened Rune's, I think, and then when she hugs him goodbye.
Yes. Yeah.
She's like, she makes a deal. She's like, I'll open it for you, but you gotta let these guys go, I think, right?
Something like that.
And so she's like saying goodbye to them, and when she does, he's like,
yeah. And then, hell breaks loose.
The last, like, God.
I was like, what is about to happen?
I was like reading so fast. I was like,
you have to.
You have to.
You have to.
So they're like and again, she's planning with them because
she did.
He's the one speaking in her mind.
Yes.
And he communicates with everyone about what the plan is.
There's a sign. She like says something.
The queen.
Yeah. Like, long live the queen. Not long live the queen, but something.
There's
a sign, a word where it's like, okay, once I say this,
spring into action.
And they do. They spring into action, and then all of a sudden she's running because earlier they had seen this like a gate.
Yeah, I don't remember why, but there was a gate there.
Yeah, and so she's beelining it. She's it's really far away,
but she's winking in and out. She's
and then
teleporting.
And then at some point,
Hunt has to like send power.
Hunt comes into the hallway too and sends power to her so she can like teleport even faster down because apparently it's like the world's longest hallway. And then it's open.
She opens the gate.
It's open.
She's trying to go to hell. Her goal is to go to hell
and get them
to help her because she finally understands that she needs to ask them how they defeated him.
And they realize that that guy, the second hand, was the cat the whole time in this book.
He admits that. He's like, I'm the one that, like, pushed you forward there.
Yeah.
Which made me so mad.
I was like, because I like that guy from hell.
And I liked him
in the first book.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he's just trying to help him out.
I was so mad.
Yeah. And then she gets in the hallway. She opens the gate.
Yeah.
And she goes through the gate.
She goes through the gate. And she's like, hell looks so lush.
Yeah. It's like,
it's so green.
Yeah, like, oh, I wasn't expecting hell to look like this.
Yeah.
It didn't look like this in my dreams.
It's so interesting.
Yeah, it doesn't look hellish. It's got a bad rep. And she's not in hell. She's not in hell. She found these people.
And so these people happen upon her.
And we don't really get their names. They're speaking another language.
And so she at least, like, knows the old Fae language from her learnings.
Yes.
And she's like, let me try this.
And it works. Somewhat.
And she's kind of the entire time trying to ask for the Pit of Hell guy.
She's like, where is he? I need his help.
And they're like, what?
Where is the Prince of the Pit?
What?
Yeah.
So they bring her back to their castle, I think.
And then other people come in, and she's still talking in the old Fae language. She's like...
And my favorite part, though, is she's like... Well, no, not that. We're not there yet. Wait. Is it when, like, he walks in?
Yeah.
So he walks in, and she goes... He looks like Rune.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yes, he's got wings.
But she's like, yeah, but she's like, they have wings here, but they're not angel wings. So that's why I think it's like Cassian or something.
Yeah.
Because it's before Reese walks in.
Yeah, yeah.
But she's like, that's so weird.
Yeah. And she's still talking to them in the old language. And let me see exactly.
Yeah, let's replay the very end of this.
And she says, my name is Bryce Quinlan. And the male steps forward. Tucked in his wings, he smiled slightly and said in the old language in a voice like glorious night, hello, Bryce Quinlan. My name is Rysand. I went wild. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh my god. I like probably fist bumped it. I was like, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, I was here for it. I was like, yes, please. Oh, I'm like, I'm sorry you didn't make it to hell, but I'm so happy.
You made it to the land of your people.
Yeah, oh. Because it's like the whole, the Asteri just told them that, and like the right-hand guy was like, yeah, we basically been stealing people.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I was literally like, what a good ending line. I was like, good job, Sarah, because this just made me like, holy shit. I would have hated to have not had the third book already. I'm glad we get to just go reading.
It's wild to me because I remember like when the third book came out and they were like, there's extra chapters with so and so and so and so, and I was like, oh, that's so exciting. They're gonna start doing a crossover, not knowing that they tell you at the very end of this that they're doing it.
I did not know that.
I'm like, why was everyone so surprised?
Yeah.
Why are y'all surprised? At the end, they're like,
it was a weird like surprise thing. Like, oh yeah, she like released this like hint. I'm like, hint.
It's
here. It's in black and white.
It's in black and
My
white.
name is Rysand. I was like, holy shit.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But no, so she makes a comment though about him looking like her brother. And I'm like, that's like such a big, like, this is our people.
Yeah, it's a crossover for sure.
And all his shadow powers align with the, whatever that side of the family is, the A word. So that's going to come into the big play, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's an epilogue here too.
Oh, yeah.
With Ethan, I think?
With Ethan. There's an epilogue with Ethan. And...
Oh, what happened? Did we figure out didn't there something happen to Hunt and...
They're prisoners.
They're prisoners.
They're prisoners, yeah.
Darkness left him to claim him. He wondered if that soul scream...
Yeah.
Oh, they put a new halo on him. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm so confused by that because the witches put the first halo on him.
I feel like they just, they can siphon that power.
But like my question here is like, is it, cause like before the halo, like, suppressed his power. Like, I hope it doesn't do anything, like, worse.
I feel like
you know what I mean?
Suppress his power.
Okay.
So the epilogue is like Ethan and Flynn, and then, oh, we forgot this.
What?
That the Alpha was Sabine's sister. Like,
no,
Sabine.
I think it's Danica's sister, isn't it?
No, Sabine's sister. It's Sabine's like sister or half sister or something. Where it's like she's the
she can be
she claimed the Alpha.
She could be Prime.
Yeah, she could be Prime. And, like, Sabine's like, yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I don't think Sabine knew she existed.
No.
Yeah.
Because the Prime...
Because she was there early enough in her life, probably she didn't realize she was anything.
But she has to be younger than that, because if it's going to be Ethan's love interest.
Oh, but they live.
I know, I think that
Or is it her...
I think it's her, it'd be her, like, niece. I think it'd be, like, Danica's...
It won't be Danica's sister, but Sabine would know she was there.
I think it'd be her cousin.
Okay.
I think...
She's a relative.
She's someone that can claim...
The Prime.
The Prime. And that's all we need.
Yeah.
And then Ethan can marry her. It'll be great.
He'll be great.
So that's setting that up, which is really exciting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In the epilogue, Rune and Athalar have been taken prisoner by the Asteri. Dex saw it on the palace feeds.
Okay.
Yep.
Poor Dex.
And then Bryce disappeared. And she's in Perennian, whatever it's...
Prythian?
Prythian.
Prythian.
Yeah. Prythian.
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, sorry. So we finished. That's it. That's it. What an intense ending.
It was an
I'm
intense
so
ending.
excited. But now we can talk about what we think the predictions will be for book 3. Thank God book 3 is here.
Oh, I
don't think I could do it. Mm-mm. That's the one thing we heard about this book. It's the only thing I heard about this book.
Kudos to everybody who waited.
It's such a cliffhanger.
Yep. Kudos to everybody who waited. I praise you. And
you're better than us.
You're stronger than I would ever be. Okay, so predictions.
Yeah.
I think that with it being book 3,
okay,
I don't think she's going to be there long. I think you have to come back relatively quickly.
And all she really, like, to activate the horn, you just need, like, a blast of power, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like
I can get that.
Reese has that power, right? Like, he's got enough of it.
Yeah, it's possible.
Some fae in there can do it.
Yeah. With it being book 3, I feel like she has to get back relatively quickly.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, like, within the first 100 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. But then I'm wondering if she's going to try to go to hell as well.
Hell has to come into play, because I think she still needs to know. Like, she could actually try and leave Prythian and go to hell and not back to her place first.
Yeah.
Because I do think she still needs to, like, she needs to find out how they killed him.
Yeah.
That is goal number 1.
Absolutely. How do you kill the 7 people? Yeah.
Because you kill them, then you also get rid of, like, the whole first light, second light thing, too. Like, needs to happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. I think that needs to happen pretty fast.
Yeah. I think Rune and Hunt are going to get the brunt of some torture for sure.
I'm so scared for them.
I think the Hind's going to have to do it, and it's not going to be great. Because she's going to have to do it to keep up front.
But they're going to be
like, talking in their minds. Yeah. She's like, I'm sorry, I hurt you.
She might help them escape. Maybe she'll help them escape.
Yeah.
And then she's, like, fully in it.
Yeah. Maybe she leaves. Maybe she leaves with him.
Yeah, no, I think that at that point, if she helps them escape, she'd have to leave with them.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not a double agent anymore. I'm just an agent.
Fully on the rebel side.
Yeah.
We killed Pippa at the end, didn't we?
Pippa's dead.
She died, so that's great.
Oh, yeah, not Therian, Cormac's dead.
We didn't talk about that.
We didn't talk about that.
That made me so sad.
Yeah, it was, he's like, I don't have anything else to live for, basically. He's like, she gave her life for this, I'm gonna give my life for this. It was very sad.
It made me really sad, because, like, when he talked about his prophecy from the Oracle, and he was like, our union will, like, change lives. Yeah. And he thought that it was, like, their marriage union, but he was like, I realize now it's us fighting together in this rebel. I'm gonna cry thinking about it. It was so hard to hear.
It was heart-wrenching. And him dying was heart-wrenching.
Because by the end of it... And
Therian's like, I can't do anything. Yeah. He's like, I just have to run.
By the end of it, you, like him.
Yes! At the beginning of the book, I hated him. And then I was sad he died.
I know.
Why you do this to me, Sarah?
Why you do this?
Oh.
But, like, the love of his life was gone.
I know. He's just like, I'm gonna die for my cause.
I know.
And he knew going in, for sure. Oh, it was so sad.
But I was gonna be the king over there. I'm like, dude, you're supposed to be the king over there, and like, because for a second, when he talked to Rune, even he was like, we were meant to be like king besties.
Yes.
And I was like, yes.
Like, bring all this into the now.
Like, screw our dads.
Yeah.
I was so ready for that.
Same.
And now it's all over, and it makes me so sad.
It was so sad.
Sorry. Yeah, we forgot. We completely forgot.
Sorry. I know.
I'm
sorry, Cormac.
About your sacrifice.
We just like totally skipped over.
There was a lot happening. Anyway, back to like predictions. So
okay,
they'll eventually come back. They have to. Eventually, they'll come back to Crescent City. Period.
They're gonna.
We have to get the guys out of there somehow.
I think Hind's gonna get them out.
Yeah. help somehow.
Yep. I think that Ethan is going to
Free the wolf.
But there's going to be some definite repercussions.
Oh, yeah. And then, like, she's going to somehow claim Alpha Prime.
Mm-hmm. And he'll remember who she was.
And he'll fall in love with her. And they'll be together.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm here for that. I think that...
I think Tharion's going to have to, like...
He's going to have to bounce this. I think he's going to give up his fins.
Oh, no, we didn't talk about this either.
What?
The Viper Queen owns him now.
Oh, shit. She does.
He traded to save himself from the River Queen.
Yeah. Oh, man. So much happens in this book.
I know. He's like, I will be bound to you. Just, like, don't let her take me. And she's like, we have some salt water you can jump into. It's fine. And we'll take you. You can fight. So she'll have to fight for her. And so we'll probably have to, like, free him at some point.
Yeah, he'll have to be freed. But there's going to be... So there's a third book. There's going to be a fourth book. Right? Is there just going to be 4 in the series? Or is the third book the last one?
So I think she was originally, like, on contract for 3. But then they gave her, like, a 7-book extension for, like, the whole world. So I don't know anymore.
Oh.
So I have no idea how many are in it now.
Dang. It's like... Because I'm like, are the Asteria going to be defeated in this book? Or are they going to be defeated in the fourth book?
I feel like they have to, like, everyone has to, like, break out of some kind of prison, honestly. That I don't know what's going to happen in this book.
Interesting.
You know.
Yeah. Maybe they all end up in hell in this book, in the next book. I don't know.
They have to get to hell. She has to, at least Bryce has to get to hell at some point.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting. We find out that hell's not, like, an afterlife. It's like a
it's
place.
world.
It's just another world.
Yeah.
Just so interesting.
They're misleading.
So we're getting stronger, though, because I think we'll get the wolves and we'll get, like, everyone on our side.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll go back to Cormac's people. Because, you know, at one point, do you remember her dad saying that, like, I wanted you to marry to him? And I think it's bullshit. I wanted you married to him so you'd be safe behind the mist.
Oh, because people don't go there.
People don't go there.
Yeah.
So, like, if we bring Reese into Crescent City...
Yeah.
Like, those were his people.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wonder if we'll go there at all.
Maybe. Interesting. I hope that her dad dies in the next book.
Yes. And Sabine.
Yeah, they could both die.
They could both die.
I'm cool with that.
Oh, we didn't know about this either. Her Star Sword... her Star Sword recognized the little dagger.
Oh, yeah!
And that was part of, like, some prophecy. With the Starborn people.
Yeah.
And it was like, ooh.
Yeah, because she talked about it in the last book. She was like, maybe I'll get the dagger.
Yeah.
And then they found it.
And is it Reese's?
I think it's Reese's.
It's Reese's dagger.
Yeah. Such intertwining.
But yeah, I don't know if we'll kill the Asteria or not, or if we're just going to set ourselves up for a 4th book where we're, like, straight up battling the Asteria.
Yeah, maybe. Like, getting everybody back together to battle the Asteria.
Yeah, this book feels like it's going to be a lot of recon and a lot of, like, trying to get back to where we all belong and, like, saving each other.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, now that we're back together,
let's plan an attack.
Let's get them. Oh, man. Let's kill them. Oh, they're the worst.
I'm nervous for this next book.
Yeah, it's going to be a roller coaster. Man.
She does it again.
Last 100 pages, she does it again.
Yeah. Man.
Well, who are you cheersing to? That's a lot.
Cormac.
Oh, that's a good one. Cormac.
It's like everyone who dies, I want to cheers to them.
Yeah.
Like, pour some out for our fallen comrades.
R.I.P.
I feel like he deserves it. Anyone else? Sophie, I don't care enough about you. I'm sorry.
No,
you were so annoying the first.
I was more concerned with Cormac.
So good.
And his reaction.
Yeah.
I would say to the Rhine. She lives a hard life.
The Hind.
Yeah, or the Hind. Yeah. Sorry, the Rhine. The Hind.
It's the H's.
It's the H's. Yeah.
You know,
the Hind. She lives a hard double life.
She's had to suffer through all that for like 50 plus years.
Yeah. Like she...
I think she's going to come into a big play in the next book.
She plays like a villain so well. Because I never suspected her. I was like, she's evil.
She's so evil.
She's a core. So I would say like Cormac.
And Braxium.
Oh, yeah.
It was a pleasant surprise.
Oh my gosh. We also skipped... There's so much that happened in this book. Holy shit.
What else did we forget?
You forgot that Braxian was Dancer's name.
How did we forget that?
There's so
lies so much.
She lies so much. He's her mate.
The reason he's nice now
is because he found his mate.
He found his mate.
Yeah, it's wild.
And, like, I like him. I genuinely do.
Yeah.
I don't love that fact, though.
I was like, what? I was not expecting it. I was like, what the hell?
And, like, she even comments because she remembers when Danica came back from that because they were still in college, I think.
Yeah. It's been a while. He's known for years.
And she's never told her.
Yeah.
And it makes me so mad.
Yeah, it didn't sit well with me. And I felt bad for him, but I didn't feel bad for Danica. I was like...
No. It's like, I'm glad that he is who he is because of all that, but, like, screw her. Like, why?
Yeah, she just... So many secrets. Yeah. But yeah. So, okay, so cheers to Cormac. Cheers to the Hyde and Braxian. Yes, cheers. Well, book 3, here we come.
I'm kind of scared.
Very
Not gonna
scared.
lie.
I'm scared.
But
For sure.
there's nothing you can do about it.
Nope. Just power through. Woo! Till next time.
Bye!
Bye.